My name is Brendan Sauty. I'm from Chesapeake Bay Governor School, and I'll be showing you the effects of location, month, and year on sample catch of the black sea bass. I would like to give thanks to my family for their love and support throughout this entire project. Christina Hart for helping me with my statistical data, Jacob Wilson for helping me with my slides, and to fellow classmates for their support throughout the entire project, and of course to Mr. Dunton for helping me become a better student every day and helping me critique my project. I got into this project because I've always been on the water and I've always been interested in fish. Ever since I was little, I've always been involved on the water and wondering what type of lifestyles fish have. And luckily enough, my dad's a fisherman. And one day he brought home a black sea bass, and from then on I just wanted to know their lifestyles, their habitat, basically everything you need to know about them. Well, of course, the black sea bass starts off life as a brownish coloration and has 6 vertical white stripes that goes through with it throughout its entire life. As adults, they usually get up to 10 to 12 centimeters in length and can weigh up to 4 kilograms. As adults, they have a blue-greenish coloration on the upper half of their body to help them camouflage in with the water from predators above, and they have a white belly to help camouflage from predators down below. Males are more pronounced with a blue-green hunch on their head or hump. They're most noticeable for their large pectoral fins, large head, and large mouth, which is like their close relatives, the bank bass. As an interesting fact, the black sea bass starts off his life as a female, and then they will make their transition from female to male, which they're known as being a protagonist hermaphrodite. Black sea bass are located on the east coast of the United States. They're not really located anywhere else. They're common on rocky jetties, rocky bottoms, and shallow waters, and they prefer depths up to 130 meters. They prey on crabs, shrimp, and smaller fish. The predators are sharks, striped bass, and weak fish, and humans, of course, are on that list. So what's the problem? Well, first off, they're important recreational fish as well as commercial fish. Due to being overfished by recreational and commercial, this causes an imbalance in female to male ratio, which causes inadequate reproduction among the black sea bass. Because of being overfished and being protagonist hermaphrodites, the fish don't know when to make the transition from female to male, which at this point a mandate was put into place in 1997 to help regain the population size of the black sea bass. As you can see here, on the x-axis is the date, the years, and the y-axis is landings. And the blue bars are commercial, and the green line is recreational. And if you see in 1997, you see a dramatic decrease in recreational fish. That is because there was more pressure on the mandate for recreational fishing than there was for commercial. As you see, there's no dramatic decrease or increase in commercial until 2009 through on. There is a decrease in fishing for commercial because there's not a lot of monetary value in them at that point. I use NEMAP through my experiment, and NEMAP is the Northeast Area and Assessment Monitoring Program, and their main goal is to help assess the amount of individual species in the water to get fishery management to put quotas on the amount of species, individuals that can be caught. As you see, there are 15 sections on the east coast of the United States of America, and overall 150 stations. And in those 150 stations, they set out cruises. And the cruises use bottom trawls to catch fish. And as you see the catch, there's a sensor there to tell the weight of the amount of fish in there. And once it reaches 5,000 pounds, it sends a signal to the boat to drop a GPS point at that location. As well, the sensors can tell the temperature and depth. If the trawl gets too heavy to bring onto the boat, there are sensors that tell the types of fish are in there as well as the amount. But if it's small enough, they're able to bring it on the boat and assess their weight and size of the individual species brought on. For my experiment, I'm going to use I have a dependent variable of sample catch, and my independent variables are locations, months, and years. And for location, I'm going to use the states such as Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, New York, and Rhode Island. For my alternative hypotheses, if the location changes, then there will be an increase in sample catch, meaning if we start in Virginia and go up to the New England states, we'll see a change in the population size from the sample catch size. And if the month increases, meaning if we start in January and go through all the seasons, we're able to see a change in the sample catch size. And if the years increase, then we'll see an increase in the sample catch size. If the location changes, then there will be no change in the sample catch size. Meaning if we go through all the states, the sample catch size will stay the same. And if the months increase or go throughout the entire seasons, there will be no change in the sample catch size. And if the years increase, there will be no change in the sample catch size. For the averages on the amount for the states, you can see that Virginia had the lowest amount of average, and as you go up all the way up to Rhode Island, you see a steady increase in the amount of black sea bass. And Rhode Island had the largest standard deviation as well, because one of the catches was up to 20 black sea bass or 19, while Virginia only had up to 5 to 3 catches, 3 black sea bass at a time. And I ran an ANCOVA on my test, and I ended up with a p-value of 0.0117. For the sample catch, you can see April, May, October, giving the spring, summer, and fall view. And there's not really an increase or decrease, except in May there's the lowest average in black sea bass, and it has the smallest standard deviation out of all of them. During this time, they're doing their reproductive cycle, so they're not really as active as they should be. I ended up with a p-value of 0.8199, and for the sample catch average by year, you can see there's not really an increase or decrease in the averages, except with 2015 having the highest amount of black sea bass and the largest standard deviation out of all the years involved. And I ended up with a p-value of 0.1880. And from all this, I can understand that New England states had an increase in the amount of sea bass, while month and year had no effect on the sample catch size of the sample catch size of the black sea bass. And while location did have an effect on the sample catch size. The reason I believe this is because NEMAP didn't use a lot of the seasons. They only used 3 months or 2 seasons involved, not giving enough data to get involved on their cycle or like the years of the black sea bass. And for the years, NEMAP started in 2006, but didn't really get into collecting data more often until 2008. And the mandate wasn't put in place until 1997. So at that point, you can't see the dramatic decrease. You can't compare the decrease in the amount of recreational fishing compared to the increased population size of the sample catch of the black sea bass. And from all this, you can take home that the black sea bass migrated from the south to the north to escape being overfished, because I believe in warmer areas such as Virginia and Maryland, there's recreational fishing is very popular off of piers and beaches. giving pressure on the black sea bass. And because of this, they tried to escape being overfished, and went to the New England areas, which shows the increased population of the black sea bass. And that is all, and thank you for listening to my talk.